What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on the HermitCraft server. Guys, I have been busy over the last week or so. Yep, we've been collecting a lot of materials. We have been preparing for building our actual base. Yeah, so let me take a little look here. So under our, which one? Nether stuff. We have a lot of shulker boxes here full of material. Yeah, if you haven't been following me on the live streams that I've been doing over the last week or so, we have been in the Nether removing a bastion. You can see we collected quite a bit of material here, even a lot of the basalt too. That was part of the bastion. Yep, so this used to be a bastion right here. This was a bridge bastion, in fact. And you can see there's very little of it that remains at this point. So let me come up over here so these piglins don't hurt me. These guys are after me now. What a bunch of guys. Oh boy, so many of them. Yeah, so here we are deleting a bastion, collecting all of those blocks. I did leave a little bit of the bastion right there, I suppose. Let me get this. There we go. All right, so it should have no more problems. Yeah, just some lamps left over. But yeah, this was bridge, and the gold I think was like right over here on the bridge portion of the bridge bastion. We did find a little bit of gold blocks sprinkled about the main structure here, but as you can see, not much of it remains at this point. All of the stuff below us is gonna be the regular blackstone mixed in with some of the gilded blackstone. So yeah, as we need more of these blocks, I'm just gonna come back here and take more and more of this thing, but the vast majority of it has been removed. Let's kind of peer over the edge. As you can see, there's probably about 10 or so layers below us ready to go if we need more of this stuff. But anyway, let's get back to the overworld. So aside from all of the blackstone that we have acquired here, we've also, and see all this gilded blackstone here as well, almost 2 stacks, that's pretty good. We have also been doing a lot of mining for copper. Yeah, so we didn't have very much of it, and we still don't have very much of it, at least here in this chest. Got a few ores here, nothing really notable. But yeah, so we went to a copper vein. I thought that was going to be a good idea to get copper early on. We don't have a copper farm, and like I said, we need a lot of copper. It was actually suggested that we could go to one of the trial chambers and remove the copper from there, which, yeah, that's actually not a bad idea, but I wanted to go to a copper vein and mine one of those because I thought that would be interesting to do. So that's what we did. So we ended up with a whole bunch of raw copper. So I needed a way to smelt it down into the copper ingots so we could turn it into the copper blocks that I actually wanted. So as you can see here, we set up a lava replication thingy. Oh my goodness, that bee kind of startled me just a bit. Yeah, so we set up a lava replication thing. So we got source block of lava above each one of these blocks of netherrack, and then we got the dripstone below that dripping into the cauldron to make more lava. We set up one of these things quite bigger, I think in season 8. Maybe we did some in season 9 as well. I can't remember for sure. But anyway, yeah, so we have this all set up here to make more lava so we can feed our super smelter, which, yeah, it's just regular furnaces. I didn't have any iron to set up any hoppers and any of this stuff, so we did a lot of grab the bucket of lava, put it in here, put it in a stack, and then do that over and over and over again, and just kind of babysit this thing while we smelted down our copper. You can see we had quite a bit in here, a little bit of raw copper remaining in some locations that I'm going to have to take care of. But, yeah, you can see over here, we have smelted quite a bit. I'm not actually sure this is all the copper we need. In fact, it might not be. But another trip that we went and mined an iron vein, which was not very productive. I don't recommend ever doing that. The copper vein was okay. Iron vein, not so good. If you want iron, it's probably best just to fly around to find some caves. Yeah, and just mine the iron that you see there. It was way, way faster than anything else. And probably for the copper as well. Yeah, unless you want to go to one of the trial chambers, I think probably just going caving is way faster than trying to go after those veins of the material. Anyway, so yes, we have all of our copper that we mined smelted. We have materials here for making hoppers and tracks and rails and stuff to make a super smelter. I have not done that yet because I didn't want to make it and then tear it down to remake it again when we figure out the permanent location for it, which is not here, if that wasn't obvious. So yeah, we did a lot of manual smelting here with the intention of setting this up to be an automatic super smelter in the future. All right, so we have all that blackstone, we have all that copper. What are we gonna do with it? Great question. It's time that we start working on our main base. Right now, all that we have is our villager area over here, which is just a little cobblestone thing into the mountain. You can't even see it from the outside. And we have our house, which is nice. It's not completed, but it's nice. It's better than not having any house or just living in this little hole in the wall. But we want to go bigger than that. Yeah, so our neighbor over here, XB, you can see he's got a nice size base. He's got things going on, and we have like all of this land and we have nothing going on. So that's what I want to change. So I marked out a location here. That's going to be one corner of our base. Yep. And then the other corner of our base is going to be right over here. Way over here. At least that's going to be one corner of the structure that I plan on building for our base. So from here, once again, all the way over to here. Oh, I landed that. Of course I landed it. I'm so good at this game. Yeah, so this is quite a big area. And we need to level out the ground from this height all the way over there. So as you can see, there's a lot of like variations and stuff going on here. And then we don't want just like a cutout, right? So straight up and down, and then like the rest of the terrain, we're gonna have to like do some terraforming and things like that. I don't have that planned for now, so it will just be the cutout until I get around to it, but I will make this look better. Yeah, so I think the next step is we're gonna have to do a little bit of terrain removal, adjustments, and all this kind of stuff, and then we can start on the build. There is so much room for activities here. Guys, this place looks amazingly big, doesn't it? Yeah, we have to do some terrain adjustments here. That looks pretty bad. That looks not so great. And this over here towards XB, this definitely got to get shaved down and adjusted. I'll be working on that here pretty shortly, I think. But yeah, this place is massive. Yeah, this is gonna be the size of what we're building here, but it just looks absolutely massive like this, especially with nothing else in this place. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the cows or the wheat field, so I just left them here. These will get moved eventually, but they're kind of just fine, just chilling right now. So Yeah, that's what we're doing with that at this exact moment. Yeah, so the next step, like I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and just adjust these hills and things. I'm not going to make a time lapse of it. I'm just going to go ahead and do it and get it done. That over there is another spot that's a little high, and maybe I'll just kind of shave it back a little bit. I don't really want to do too much over in that direction. But yeah, this has got to get changed. This has got to get changed. Oh yeah, and also the big thing over here too. Let's take a look. Over, if we look from Vintage Beef's area over on this side towards what we're doing, we got this nonsense to deal with here. So yeah, our build's going to be extending over the void essentially with nothing supporting it. And that looks bad. So I need to add in like a mountain thing, kind of like copy this and paste it over here kind of a deal. Although like I can't quite do that since this is going to be kind of a rounded thing. So I'm going to have to do that probably in like a creative situation, figure out what I'm going to do. And then, yeah, get building here on the server. So that's the next thing that I'm going to be working on. Boom. We got it done. So yeah, we had to go like kind of vertical here. There was like a big drop off and I don't want to like cover up the river very much. So yeah, I tried going like kind of vertical, sheer, straight down, kind of like matching a little bit over here. Then we kind of like flatten out a little bit. I have this floating on top of the water. I didn't want to bring that all the way down underwater, but yeah, it gives the illusion anyway of that being just a normal cliff. There's nothing to see there, right? Unless you're really looking and kind of see a shadow down there. But I think overall, that looks pretty okay. You'll also notice that I shaved down this section over here. Yep, so we don't have this big hill coming all the way over right to the edge of where we chopped out this part. Yeah, so I pushed that way back. Now the thing is, I wanted to like move that back, but kind of looking at it from a distance over here, it's kind of got like a weird parabola, a curve, whatever you want to call that, kind of a shape. I might end up just kind of like shaving this down a little bit more and just kind of like making this an ever so sloped hill. Yeah, anyway, those are things that we can tweak a little bit later. I was kind of like worried if I went too much, like this bridge that's here. I mean, obviously this bridge can be replaced or whatever, but I didn't want to like have this thing just kind of like floaty out in the middle of nowhere. I'm not even sure if this is something that Beef did or if somebody else did, or we even got this other one down here. These are got to get removed and like replaced with something better eventually. But yeah, so like I might further tweak this a bit. I went ahead and I tweaked this over here as well. This was also kind of rough, but now it just kind of looks like plain grass nearby. This is probably something I'll tweak a bit, but that's not anything of note. And then like the big thing was over here by XB's area. And yeah, I got that all pushed back and it looks pretty okay to me. Maybe could like bring the terrain out a little bit closer. I don't know, but yeah, I was just trying to like give me some space around the future build that is going to be here. But speaking of that, that is the next thing that I'm going to be working on. My goodness, guys, this video so far has taken so long. A lot of things that we've been doing here. So much resource collection, so much terrain adjustments. And now finally, we can get to the build. Whew. But actually, one more thing before we get started here, I just wanted to show you the resources that we have collected from this area. So all of these shulker boxes, okay, except for this one apparently, all of these shulker boxes are full of stone, and this one is partial full. So yeah, we got quite a bit of stone that we have collected from digging this out and shaving down these little sections of land here. Lot of dirt as well. A lot of dirt, a lot of grass that we can use to place elsewhere. That's good. We ended up with a small amount of these different types of stones here, and then some gravel, which is cool. These are all the other like random things we got. A whole bunch of these flowers, whatever those are, I don't remember. Coal blocks, or I guess coal ores, some iron, and then some various other things. Somehow I got a bunny head in my inventory. Don't know how that happened. Weird. Yeah, and then some flowers and other such things. So yeah, a lot of resources that we ended up collecting so far, but now we need to take the resources that we've been gathering, like this copper over here and all the blackstone that we got up here in our nethery stuffs chest. Yeah, we gotta take all this stuff and put that into our build. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on that. All right, everybody. So about 8 hours later since that last clip, my goodness, I've been at this for a while and I am still not done. But here we go. Here we are, the start of our new base. Yeah, that's right. We are making our pyramid in a different style, but we're revisiting our pyramid base that we did from season 1, the original. That's right. So we got a whole bunch of different layers done here. We got some mobs spawning out here and dying and whatever. But yeah, we're kind of going with the copper and blackstone theme. I was taking inspiration from XB's base, not gonna lie. Like, we're very close neighbors, and you know, from a distance that looks pretty good. So yeah, we're kind of matching. It's not like I'm trying to copy, it kind of looks like it now, but that wasn't the intention. Anyway, all this copper I'm gonna let oxidize, so it'll be like the green color, the bluish green, instead of like the plain copper like he's got for the main part of his base. So it should be a little different, but yeah, same kind of block palette, I guess you could say. But yeah, so after about 8 hours of block placing, this is where we are, and we're only about halfway done. I think this is gonna end up being somewhere in the neighborhood of 9-10 layers, and we are 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the 5th one. I'm about halfway done then. Yeah, so this is gonna be quite big, kind of like Dwarf's XB's base a little bit. He's got to put some work in and get this thing looking bigger. What the heck? I can't have the biggest base, or can I? Maybe it's actually a competition. Who can have the biggest base this season? Let's take a look at what this thing's looking like from afar. Maybe like over here on top of our shopping district area mountain over by the goats. I haven't actually seen it from this distance. What are we looking like? We're looking pretty glorious over there. Imagine a few more layers on top. This thing is going to look fantastic, I think. Yeah, I'm very happy with how this is coming along. And you can actually kind of see that I've been at this for somewhat of a long time. We're on the, is that the 3rd stage? Both of the copper here? The weathered? What is this one? Yeah, weathered cut copper. So it's gone to the 3rd stage down here, while I've been adding more and more layers to this. Oh man, yeah. I looked at the clock and I was just like, okay, we gotta call this video. Like I said that I wanted to get these videos out like once a week, and now we're approaching our 2nd week on this one episode. Goodness. Yeah, so once we get like this build completed, I expect we should be situated to have like regularly released episodes. Sorry about that. Yeah, a lot of farming has gone into this, like collecting all the bastion, or all the blackstone from the bastion, just completely deleting it, and then collecting all the copper and smelting all of that and getting that prepared, and then digging out the area and messing with the terrain. My goodness, so many things. Now, one thing that I did notice is I am down to my last 3 steaks. So our cow farm, where we got our steaks from, our happy cows are still here. They're chilling. They're doing cow things, but we would need to breed them up and slaughter them once again to get some more steaks out of them. Alternatively, and it was brought to my attention on live streams, that I should just switch over to, oh, down to 2 steaks now. I should switch over to golden carrots, which makes a lot of sense, especially since we already have the villagers set up for that, right? So if we come into here and we come over to our villagers down here, our farmer villagers, yeah, the very last trait is golden carrot. Now, one thing I thought was kind of interesting, I was looking at this a little bit earlier. This guy's got golden carrot and then glistering melon. This guy's got glistering melon and then golden carrot. And this guy's got glistering and then golden. I wonder why it's like changed on this one guy. Which, was it the first one? Yeah, the first one's got the golden first and the other one's got the glistering first. I don't know why that's different, but anyway, I just thought that was interesting. But yeah, I think that is what we're going to end up doing, is switching over to golden carrots. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and buy some now. Oh, that's the wrong button. Gimme. And you. Gimme. There we go. So we got us over a stack of golden carrots. Now we are good to go on food. I'll just finish out our steaks, and when those run out, I'll swap over to these golden carrots. But yeah, I think that's going to serve us well for our food situation going forward. And with that, everybody, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. This is a big area. How we're going to fill this with things, I don't know. That's a future Hypno problem. But yeah, the big thing is I wanted to get the base actually established and built and have like a real presence on the server other than our little starter house. And I think we've kind of accomplished that goal. I was really hoping to have this whole thing built for this one episode. I think I mentioned that earlier, but yeah, that's just too much. It's going to take me probably another 5 more hours to get that done. And honestly, I don't think I have enough copper. Yeah, I think I have to actually go and get some more. I did change the way the copper was situated on the platforms there, how they kind of like wrap around on the outside as well, or on the inside, I guess. So yeah, that kind of is using more copper than I originally planned for. And also I think I need to go and collect some more blackstone. So be looking forward to that probably on the upcoming live streams. Links in the description down below if you guys want to catch me live where we actually do a lot of the resource grinding and gathering. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.